manipulation is a regular practice among countries. And further, that China has increased the value of the yuan over the last couple of years. But American manufacturers still contend that the yuan is undervalued by as much as 40%. Clearly, there is market intervention. Our responsibility is to work to help our businesses be competitive. What is your suggestion to offset this disadvantage? And Mr. Johnson, they all mentioned the disadvantage that their industries are facing due to not only currency manipulation, but the tax imposed to their products. So what do you offer? How can we provide a level playing field?
Yeah, Madam Chairwoman, thank you. I don't think I use the phrase currency manipulation. Half the countries in the world have a fixed currency or some kind of hard peg, so it isn't that unusual. And the U.S. and the other Western countries had fixed currencies for several decades after World War II. I do think freely floating exchange rates are the ideal. I think Milton Friedman was right. They work the best. But China is making progress. They are in many ways still a developing and underdeveloped economy. They have a poorly developed financial system. I don't think a freely floating exchange rate is probably the right idea for them right now. But let's give them credit. They are moving rapidly in the right direction. A 20% appreciation is significant, and this at a time when the U.S. dollar has been depreciating. I would say let's not put too much stock in exchange rates. Let's not worship at the altar of a depreciated currency. This is where trade and energy come together. One reason why the price of oil has gone up so much in the last few years is the depreciating dollar. When dollars are worth less, oil producers are going to demand more dollars. This feeds through to the cost. Over half of what we import to the United States are imported by businesses. They're raw materials, wood, energy, they're intermediate products, parts that go in, they're capital equipment, and small businesses are importing those things. So a depreciated currency that we have, our U.S. currency has depreciated significantly, that is a two-edged sword. It helps us export, but it's also feeding into raising the costs that these gentlemen's industries are paying. So I don't think that we can wave a billy club over China's head and tell them they need to appreciate their currency another 20%. It is not going to make a dramatic difference. Our exports to China are booming despite their currency policies.
Mr. French and Mr. Johnson, we have some trade agreements pending, Korea, Panama, and Colombia. If there is a provision that you feel that should be made part of that agreement that will provide a level playing field for small businesses and particularly for the industries that you represent, what will that be?
Well, I'll go back to the issue of currency manipulation. Korea was one of the originators of the export scheme to devalue your currency so you can export more. And the USTR had guidance in Trade Promotion Authority saying that it needed to address currency manipulation practices. And there was nothing in that agreement that says Korea cannot do whatever it wants with its currency, regardless of the damage it can do to U.S. business. So I think that tends to undermine even the possibility of benefits from an agreement.
I don't have anything specific. Korea is the only one of those countries that is a reasonably significant market for lumber products, and we haven't had too many difficulties there, but I will ask our people here to see if there is anything specific and get back to you.
Thank you. Well, gentlemen, thank you all for being here today. I ask unanimous consent that members will have 5 days to submit a statement and supporting materials for the record without objection. So ordered. This hearing is now adjourned.